A few weeks ago, Kurt Benkert, a former NFL quarterback and a current EA partner, was getting some heat online. He is sponsored by EA, and EA gave him some super expensive and rare Madden Ultimate Team cards for free, so that he could stream and promote Madden Ultimate Team. This upset a lot of people, including other MUT creators. I quote tweeted a GutFox tweet to make the point that EA would be better off taking advice from less biased creators, rather than the ones they pamper and fly out. However, I noticed that Kurt didn't seem to understand why anyone was upset about this. He claimed he was unaware that Ultimate Team was predatory, and he told GutFox to just stop playing Madden if it made him so mad. I decided to respond to Kurt to let him know why people were mad. I wanted to give him some brutal honesty that most in this space wouldn't have the balls to say, because I'm one of the few creators covering Madden that doesn't accept sponsorships from EA. Was my reply a bit harsh? Perhaps, but it was honest. You see, I have no personal issue with the guy. I actually liked his Dime Lab product so much, I had previously reached out to him in the DMs about a sponsorship, offering my usual rate of $1,500 per 50k views. It didn't seem like he was interested, so I moved on. And after seeing his reaction to the community being upset with him for a justified reason, I regretted wanting to do a sponsorship with him, as I said in this reply. But the point is, I've never had a personal issue with Kurt Benkert. I don't know him like that. I was just being honest about my thoughts on his EA affiliation, and I wanted to explain the perspective of the community at large. I am nothing but a vessel of the people. Unfortunately, Kurt did not like my response. Not one bit. He replied with, "You really doing this after you came to me asking if I'd sponsor one of your videos? You also must not watch any of my teaching videos for protections, coverages, etc. And I've told everyone from the beginning I get paid from EA." Bruh. Never hid any of that, just like I didn't hide the cards they gave me. I was dumbfounded that he made this gotcha when I already expected it and addressed it in my original tweet. I replied with, "Did you not read my full message? Holy shit." And he replied with, "You can't flip it and play that about the money game when that's exactly what you're about. Come on now." So he thinks I'm doing this for the money. Man, I probably should be uploading more than twice a month if I'm just doing this for the money. I'm slacking off, guys. I also probably should take a sponsorship with EA for that early access. I'll get flown to Orlando. I'll get to meet NFL players. Like, damn, I'm really not doing a great job at chasing the money, am I? My stupid principles are getting in the way. Ugh. I made a pretty funny reply, to which he said this. And then I thought it was over. I mean, here's a former NFL player with 200,000 followers coming at me, a random dude with 8k followers, and yet I'm ratioing the fuck out of him. So maybe he should just reflect a little and calm down, right? Instead, he doubled down by quote tweeting me and repeating his exact point again, only this time posting it in a way that makes it more visible to his much larger audience. That way he could truly punch down and ratio me in return. He said, "If I had said yes when you asked me to sponsor one of your YouTube videos for $9,000, yes, he said 9,000, would you have still written all of this out? The negativity going around is getting old, and social media has given some of you too much courage. Just stay in your negative ass lane." For some reason, Kurt thinks I only gave him that brutally honest response because I'm apparently upset he didn't sponsor me. I genuinely do not care. I turn down sponsors all the time. He seems to only understand the perspective of someone who's in it for the money. He thinks I was personally attacking him, but bro, I'm just being honest. Also, I'm not an EA partner, so I give unbiased feedback on the game, and I speak for the average consumer. I don't think that makes me a negative person, and I think his argument is a bad faith response meant to personally attack me and mischaracterize my content. I wasn't getting personal with him, yet he wanted to go personal with me. I hope this has been entertaining so far. Of course, I replied with receipts, showing that I had asked for $1,500 for 50k views, a very standard sponsorship rate that every sponsor I've ever worked with has paid me. This guy was incorrectly blasting me to his massive audience, punching down in as misleading of a way as possible. I really didn't like that. He then asked if he had said yes to the sponsor, would I have still sent that message? I said yes, 100%. I liked your football product. And I think you're an EA sellout. He then continued with the personal attacks, missing the point completely, again mischaracterizing my critical content as nothing but a negativity bit that gets me views and makes me money. Of course, nearly everyone was on my side, despite his attempt to ratio me with his vastly larger audience, so again, I appreciate all of you guys. I decided to have a little fun. I made this quote tweet, which effectively ended the quick little Twitter goofy beef. At this point, however, I actually felt guilty. I felt bad. I clearly upset the guy, and my small-ass Twitter account ratioed the frick out of his 200,000 followers. Winning an online beef isn't as fun as you'd think. I spent a few days reflecting, asking myself, was I the asshole? Was this necessary? Is this worth making a video over? I decided it was best to just move on, and maybe after the dust had settled, I could drop him a DM, letting him know it wasn't personal and that I meant no harm. Believe it or not, this was not the first time I got into some beef with another creator online. I have an explosive personality at times. My first YouTube beef was with Eric Rayweather back in 2019, and he ended up becoming one of my best YouTube friends after we realized it was just a misunderstanding. I beefed with a creator named Throne. Eventually we had a chat and now we're cool. I beefed with Bengal, believe it or not, back in 2020. I barely remember what it was about, and again, I eventually reached out and tried to smooth things over. I hate feeling like I have an enemy, because at the end of the day, that isn't my goal. My issue is with the system, with the massive corporations, not the creators, not the consumers, and I want to be clear about that. I really don't want to have an issue with anyone personally, even if that comes from my own selfish desire to control my guilt. So I decided to send Kurt a DM a week ago. And while I normally wouldn't expose DMs like this, he gave me the green light by exposing my sponsorship request DM, so all is fair, right? I basically said I stand by what I said, but I want you to know that it wasn't personal, and I genuinely wish you the best of luck. It was an olive branch, and I assumed he'd probably reply and we'd settle this with him apologizing for mischaracterizing my content and trying to smear me with that misleading tweet about me apparently asking for $9,000. I mean, after all I did was be honest. He seemed very defensive and genuinely attacked me, so I assumed he would apologize to me, but maybe I had to be the bigger person first. He replied 3 days later with, "I appreciate your apology." Am I wrong to take that as a fuck you? My DM wasn't an apology. It was an olive branch that doubled down on my stance and clarified my intentions. He is the one who probably should have apologized, right? Instead, he reframed my olive branch as an apology of my own. I can't decide if his intent with that was to rage bait me, or if he's genuinely just that egotistical. So I spent a few more days pondering if I should make this video. And you know what? I think it's fully justified. The beef is over. I've since muted his account and I'm done interacting with him. But damn, bro does not think he is ever in the wrong, does he? You know what? Maybe he's right. Maybe I'm just grifting off negativity with 2 videos a month. Maybe I'm just a stubborn asshole. Maybe this is what happens when 2 stubborn assholes meet and expel a little gas. But this did not feel like a satisfying ending to the beef to me. This video feels much more satisfying. Clearly, Kurt Benkert does not like me, and that's fine I suppose, but Kurt, if you're watching this, I want you to genuinely understand that none of this was personal, man. I do like your Dime Lab products. I bring a Wilson football to the beach, and it gets slimy, and I start looking like this iconic Eli Manning gif. A ball that maintains grip on all surfaces is genuinely cool. I don't want your sponsorship anymore, forget that. But there's some free promotion that didn't cost you a dime. Anyways guys, this was just a quick summary of a fun, goofy little Twitter spat, and I hope it was as entertaining to you as it was to me. Kurt, I'm always here to give you a hug, or even a kiss on the lips perhaps. I come in peace. I mean, you made it to the NFL, dude. That's pretty cool. I just think you should spend a little more time self-reflecting. I think everyone in this world, myself included, could use some more self-reflection. It's healthy. Anyways, thanks for watching and stay tuned for my next video, a retrospective on NBA 2K19.